Hello friends, in today's lecture we are going to discuss flag register of 806 microprocessor. So in 806 flag register, uh, it is a 16-bit register, okay, and there are 9 flags that I will be discuss here. So first 5 flags, that means sign flag, zero flag, auxiliary flag, parity flag and carry flag. We have a brief idea about these flags from our previous microprocessor, that is 805. These flags were present in 805 microprocessor also. So these 5 flags show some conditions, and these flags, that means overflow flag, direction flag, sorry, not overflow, direction flag, interrupt flag and trap flag, these 3 flags are used to control the operations, to control the certain operations in 806 microprocessor. So let's start with CF, that is carry flag. So if microprocessor is performing any addition or subtraction operation, and in addition operation, if there is a carry generated, and also in the case of subtraction, if a carry is borrowed, then these conditions are reflected by carry flag. So if carry flag is equal to 1, in that case a carry is generated, and if its value is 0, in that case carry is not generated. So for example, if in 806 microprocessor, if we carry FFFH plus 0001H, then this operation will result 10000H. So these will present in accumulator, and this carry 1 will be reflected in carry flag. Okay, so in this case, after the addition of these two numbers, the status of carry flag will be 1. Next is parity flag. Suppose after certain operation, after certain arithmetic or logical operation, we have got a value 0015H in the accumulator, right? So we can write this in binary as 0000010101. So this is 0015. So in binary we can write this number as this. So here you will we may count the number of ones present here. So number of ones is 1 2 3. So if there are odd number of ones present here, in that case the value of parity flag will be 0, and if the number of ones are even, in that case parity flag will be 1. So PF will be 0 in the case of odd number of ones, okay, and parity flag will be 1 in the case of there is even number of ones present in the accumulator, right? So next flag is auxiliary flag. So this is auxiliary carry flag. If you are performing some addition operation or subtraction, in that case there is possibility that there is a transfer of 1 or carry in between D3 and D4 bits. So there is a possibility, we represent any number like D0, D1, D2, D3. So I am taking an example of 8 bit right now. If there is a transfer of 1 in between D3 and D4, either in the case of addition or in the case of subtraction, so this is reflected by auxiliary carry flag, and this flag is set 1 if there is a transfer of carry in between D3 and D4, and this is equal to 0 if there is no transfer of carry in between D3 and D4. Mainly this condition is used in BCD addition or subtraction operations. Next is zero flag. If after certain operation the content of accumulator will be 0, in that case we may this flag reflect that condition. Like we took an example here, the result of this addition is 000H. So in accumulator 000H is present. So that's why if we take this example for this flag, then the value of 0 flag will be 1 in this case, okay, because the content of accumulator is 0. And if it is 0, then it means that the content of accumulator is not 0. So we can write it like that: if there will be a 0 in the accumulator, that condition will be reflected by z is equal to 1. And if the content of accumulator is not 0, then this condition will be reflected as z is equal to 0. Next is sign flag. This flag is used in the condition of signed number. When we are using signed number, in that case we use this flag. So basically, if any number is written like this, 1000 1111, so microprocessor will check the bit present at this location, MSB, most significant bit. So in the case of 8 bit it will be D7, and in the case of 16 bit it will be D15. So always most significant bit will be checked. Most significant bit will be checked. So if at the place of most significant bit, if a 1 is present there, then sign flag will be 1, and if at that place a 0 is present there, then sign flag will be 0. So this basically reflects that whether the number is positive or negative. We know in the case of signed numbers, if at this place a 0 is present, then the number is positive, and if a 1 is present here, then it means that the number is negative. Now next is overflow flag. This flag is used again in the case of operation in between signed numbers. If you are adding or subtracting two signed numbers, in that case overflow flag reflects certain condition. So in order to understand this, we should take an example. So here as an example, let us assume we are adding two positive numbers. One is 7fh and second is 01h. But these are the signed numbers. That means we are using the D7 bit to represent either positive or negative number. So if you will be writing 7f, then it will be written as 0 1 1 1 and then 1 1 1 1. So this is 7f. Okay, as at this place a 0 is present here, so this is a positive number. Similarly 01h, this is also a positive number. So if we are adding 7f and 01, we are getting 80h. And if we will represent this 80h in binary form, then it will be written like 1000 and 0000. So in this case you can see that a positive number that is changed to the negative number. Summation of two positive number can't be a negative number. So this condition is represented by overflow flag. In this case there will be a 1 in this overflow flag. So a condition 1 will be here in the overflow flag. And in the case of unsigned numbers, there is no use of overflow flag in unsigned numbers. So now we are moving to next three flags, and these flags controls the these are the control flags, and these flags control certain operations in 8086 microprocessor. So first one is TF, that is tref flag. This flag is used mainly in the cases of debugging. Debugging means correcting your program. If there is certain error in your program, then you can run your program in single step, that means one by one, only one instruction will run and then execution will be stopped, and then again if tref flag is 1, then next instruction will run. So tref flag is also called we also know it as a single step. So simple, if this flag is 1, then single step will be turned on. That means only a single instruction will run and then execution of microprocessor will be stopped in order to verify the results by user. And if the tref flag is 0, in that case that means debugging mode is off, and simple as usual program will run at a time. All the instructions will run one by one in this case. Okay, next is interrupt flag. So in this if interrupt flag is 1, then we may use INTR interrupt pin. Otherwise, if I is equal to 0, in that case INTR will not generate any interrupt to the 8086 microprocessor. So simple, if you want to interrupt your 8086 program execution using INTR, then you must first of all put a 1 in interrupt flag. And if you do not want to use INTR, you do not want to get interrupted through INTR, in that case you will have to put a 0 in interrupt flag register. Okay, so this interrupt flag is used simply to interrupt program execution through INTR, input pin of 8086 microprocessor. So last flag is direction flag, and this flag is used in you know, strings. So whenever there is string operations, then we use direction flag. So basically the value of 1 in direction flag, it shows that the SI and DI registers, the content of SI and DI registers will be decremented by 1. So if the value of direction flag is 1, in that case SI and DI registers will be decremented by 1. And in the case if the value in direction flag is 0, in that case SI and DI registers will be incremented by 1. So basically you can see that by direction flag we are controlling the direction. We are either accessing the memory from higher address to lower address, or we are accessing memory from lower address to higher address. So this is controlled by direction flag. So if the value of D is 1, then SI and DI registers are decremented. That means we are going to lower addresses, and if D is equal to 0, in that case SI and DI registers are incremented and we are going to higher order addresses. Okay, so this was all about 8086 flag register. And so if you like this video, then please give a like to this video, and also subscribe to my channel. In my upcoming videos I will be sharing more and more videos about 8086 microprocessor. Thank you.